1,000 US. Let's get it. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maker Alban Aran, and thank you so much for joining me. I want to take this time to give out a shout out to La Mata God for your donation, man. I appreciate that so very much. Thank you so much. I tell you, I'm going to cut out a little framework of your post, of your profile, and I'm going to put it on my desk as a reminder. You're the first to hit that little heart button right there to say thank you, and I appreciate it. I just want you to know I appreciate it. So thank you guys for actually donating, and if you do want to donate, please feel free. I am living in the Philippines. Shalom. Living in the Philippines on 1,000 USD a month. It's been a hot topic all over the internet, all over YouTube. Everybody's talking about it. Can I survive in the Philippines on 1,000 US dollars a month? And you know, there's so much comment talking about it's not possible, you know, it's hard and this, that, and that. And listen, I'm a witness. I don't speak unless I have the right information. Because, you know, you can have information and you can have hearsay. You know, hearsay is when you heard something and then you repeat what you heard. Guess what? I don't do hearsay. I do investigation. I like to investigate information to know if what I'm saying is true. And if I'm wrong for any reason, I'm wrong, I will come back here and say, hey, I made a mistake. I messed up. I'm wrong, and here's how I'm wrong. I don't only apologize. I teach my children this from they can speak. An apology is not you just saying I'm sorry. An apology is to say what you're sorry for. See, the word I'm sorry is such a useless word. What does it solve when you say I'm sorry? So when you apologize, you just have to say what you're sorry for. So I would break down and say, hey, I said this, and in my mind and in my heart, I believe this was that. But then I did some research and I realized that my that and my this is wrong. And for that, I'm sorry. Here's the new information that I find. That's how you apologize. It has to be sincere. It has to be heartfelt. So what I'm about to tell you is not something I heard. I am living in the Philippines on 1,000 USD a month. That's roughly about 61,000. It fluctuates. It can go anywhere from, it can go anywhere from say 59, 58 to 61, depending on the market value, right? Thus far, since I've been here, past 3 years, I think the lowest I've seen it was 52 or 53, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so you're getting a bang for your money when you talk about USD. Now, I'm not saying for you just to come here and don't do your own research. We talked about doing your research. You got to know what you're getting into. You got to know where you're going to live. You got to research. You can't just, all right, I'm going to the Philippines, and then boom, you just pack up and leave. You got to do some research. Now, here's what I did. But before I tell you what I did, you have to understand that there are 7,640 islands that make up the Philippines. And you have to choose where you want to live. Now, one of the biggest cities and one of the most populated, dense populated area in the Philippines is Manila. And let me tell you something. You live in Manila, I'm talking about the prices are astronomical. You know what I mean? So you could say you can compare Manila to New York City. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of sort of like that. So I live in Cebu. Now, I didn't choose Cebu when I was coming here. I didn't say, okay, honey, there's 7,640 islands that makes up the Philippines. Let's go to Cebu. That's not how it worked for me. You watch this video right here, I explain in full length why I came to the Philippines, what brought me to the Philippines. So watch this video here and it will give you all the information you need on that. But just for the viewers who are joining me for the first time, and you may have not new to my channel, you might be new to my channel. First thing first, you got to hit that subscribe button, man, because here's the thing, guys. A lot of you are watching my videos, but you're not hitting that subscribe button. I know you're enjoying the videos, and I have a lot more content to bring to you, but I'm telling you, for you to be able to help me is to hit that subscribe button. And I want to hear from you. I really want you to comment so that I can hear from you. I want to dialogue with you, man. I want to have that interaction with you, right? So please hit that subscribe button. And right there, right here on the bottom of my page, you'll see this little heart thank you emoji right there that say thanks. I'm telling you, man, that's one way you can help me out here in the Philippines. I thank you so much for that. Please go hit that button right now. Yeah, right now. Like, pause the video, hit the button, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification so when I drop these new videos, you'll be one of the first to hear it. You'll be one of the first to see it. Go do it. Have you done it yet? Thank you. All right, let's get into it. Can you live in the Philippines, in Cebu, Philippines, on 1,000 USD budget a month? Yes, you can. I am living proof. I'm doing it. I am living in the Philippines on 1,000 pesos a month. Now, when I first came here, I wasn't living like that. I wasn't living on 1,000 pesos a month. I planned this thing, and I came here with a little bit of money. So I wasn't living my first 2 years here, I wasn't living on 1,000 pesos a month. Man, everything was so cheap. Everything was so awesome. I just wanted to see Cebu. I wanted to see the Philippines. So I was just going everywhere, doing everything. I was just like, spending money here and there. But let me tell you something. That money quickly will run like that because you're not paying attention to your spending. because everything is cheap. So, if you like alcohol, you buy alcohol in the States versus buying alcohol here. I'm telling you, you buy the same alcohol here for a whole lot cheaper. I'm talking about $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 versus what you would spend in the United States or elsewhere. So if you like alcohol and you come here, you can be drinking like crazy for a fraction of the money you spend in America. Food is cheap here. Now, it may not be cheap to some of the locals, but I'm telling you it's cheap to you because the exchange rate. So, if you take your wife and or your girlfriend and you take your significant other out on a date in America, you're looking on cheap date. Let's say that's a cheap date. You're looking to spend at least $80. And that's a cheap date. You might go to a restaurant. You go to a restaurant, depending on the type of restaurant you go to, you're spending somewhere between $30 and $40 on you alone. So if you do have a wife or a significant other and you're taking them out on a date, I'm telling you, you might be spending a whole lot of money if you re-up on the drinks, if you ask for dessert. You know what I mean? Versus when you come to the Philippines, man, for $30, $40, $50, $60 USD, man, you're eating like a king. I'm talking about the portion, you're eating like a king. So the difference is the value of the dollar, right? And the place where you are. So in the Philippines, you can go like that, just spending because it just seems like you can't finish, you can't done. He's like, you're having such a good time, you're not being aware. So when I first came here, I was doing all kind of stuff, going out, doing this, spending money here and there, and that money goes down. It goes down fast. But after 2 years, when you get to a place where, okay, you're watching the bottom line, you're like, wait a minute, we're going up way too fast here. And then, you run out of money. And so you run out of money and you're looking at your budget and you're looking at, okay, how much coming in versus how much going out. And you realize that more money is going out than what's coming in. Then you have to now start thinking. And that's what happened to us. We start to think. Because you get to a place where the Creator will put you in a place where you have to think, right? So we started to think and we started to say, okay, how can we live the best life on a stress-free budget? Stress-free budget in the Philippines. So what can you get for 1,000 pesos? You can get a fully furnished house. And I'm not talking about an apartment like in New York City or Washington or those areas where you go in and you get a small apartment. Right now, my daughter is living in an apartment. I'm telling you, it's 1 bedroom. It's actually 1 bedroom, living room, kitchen. Yeah, 1 bedroom, maybe 1.5 bedrooms. It's like 1.5 bedroom. And she's paying $2,500 US. That's 2,500 US dollars for that apartment. And that's just for the apartment alone. That's not including light. That's not including gas. That's not including internet nor food. No, I'm just talking about what she pays on the apartment alone. This guy must have a real sense of when I'm cooking or when I'm doing a video because he always seems to show up. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to my brother. This is Iron Man. Gamne, come on down so they can see your face, man. There you go. This is Gamne, my brother, man. And I love this guy. I really do. And I gave him the name Iron Man. I mean, look at his muscles. Look at that. He drips awesomeness. Look at that. It pours out of his skin. When he sweats, it's like oil. It's a sheen over his body. So I call him Iron Man. How you doing, man?
Hot.
It's hot today?
I need some water to get into.
Oh my goodness! I know. I thought about that. I actually we were looking at an above ground pool, and I said, man, we should put an above ground pool right there. Or maybe one of man, like a soaker or something. I was thinking about that. Yeah. Oh yeah, at least. If you can get like at least 2 strokes down, you know what I mean, up down. What do you think?
As long as it's something to jump off.
Yeah. He crazy.
Have something to jump off of.
You gotta check out one of my videos. He there jumping in the pool. It's funny. We went to Lapu-Lapu, Mactan, and there was this big high cliff, and he jumps off of that. This guy, I tell you, Iron Man, AKA. All right, man. Do your thing. Never mind me. Just go ahead, man. Do what you got to do. You know the drill. I'm just gonna make this video. I'm talking to my subscribers about living in the Philippines on 1,000 pesos a month. You think that's doable?
1,000 a month? 1,000 USD?
USD, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's about 60K, if not a little more, because it's
Yeah.
like 62 pesos now. So
All
it's
right
up.
then. So that's doable.
Oh, yeah.
All right, because I'm doing it, and I'm here to tell my viewers that, hey, I'm not giving you information I heard. I'm telling you, I'm doing it. I'm living here on 1,000 USD a month. That's 61 pesos, 61,000 pesos a month. I'm doing it. And if you look at the size of this house, I'm going to show you how I'm living. And yeah, again, you can watch my video. Watch this video up here, right here. I just put this video up, and I kind of show a little bit about my moving when I was moving from one place in Cebu to the next place in Cebu. I still stay in Cebu, but I moved, and I was in both places. I was living off the same 1,000 US dollars. And I tell you, I am very, very comfortable living off that right now. And you know, listen, all the furniture in this house I purchased, right? Now you know, all the furniture in this house I purchased, right? And when I was living in the islands, the same thing. I purchased all the furniture in the house. See, most of this furniture is what I brought from the house, and I'm looking to get new furniture. But if you do budget, you can live here like minor royalty. Because I feel like I'm living in a minor royalty right now.
Most places, you're going to spend about 20K. And between electric, water, and gas, it's about another 10 to 15. So you still got
leftovers.
25 to 30K left over.
All right then.
Groceries, you probably what?
Man,
5K.
Yeah.
It depends.
It depends.
Like him. Yeah, that's where most of your money gonna go is groceries.
Yeah, man.
You like me.
I throw down. I throw down, and I still can do it because you know you learn how to shop, right? You know, in the States, you go to the grocery store, you go to the what do you call them, like BJ's, and you go to these places and Walmart. You know how to shop. You just understand how to shop to benefit your family. You know what you're going to eat, how you're gonna you're gonna provide your meat and the type of meat you're gonna eat. And you know, when I was growing up, my mom had a system, and I used that very same system. And I think for one who is budgeting, you have to understand, you have to create a system. You can't just say, I'm just going to budget, I'm going to do it. You got to have a system. You have to have a know-how. You got to get that information. And that's what my mom did. Because, you know, we knew what was going to be for dinner every week. Every week. Because my mother didn't shop. She didn't go out and shop for the day. And she didn't go shopping every day. She shopped once a week. You know what I mean? Or once every 2 weeks or once a month, depending, right? So my mother had a system. And then, you know, if you run out of something, you might send us to the store to go get that. So my mother would buy the bag of rice and the bag of flour and the bag of sugar and the bag of salt. So, you know, if you buy a big bag of rice, that's about, you know, that can last you, depending on the household, that can last you 4, 5, even 6 months. Depending on the household, depending on how many you in the house. Okay, you're not going to eat rice every day, right? And so you're mixing that with flour. And then she would buy the canned goods. She would buy like the mackerel and the sardine and the bully beef. My sister Saya would say bullet beef. Oh, it's funny. It's a laugher. my road dog wife, yeah, that's Saya. I'll put a picture up there. You'll see her. And she would say bullet beef. I was dying. But we call it bully beef, you know, from the bull. So we say bully beef, but it's actually corned beef, right?
I ain't gonna tell you, I thought it was bullet beef too.
You thought it was bullet beef? It's funny. So yeah, so that's what we do, right? So you buy the bully beef, you buy the canned stuff. Now after you buy the canned stuff, you buy what you're gonna make for drink, right? And I tell you, we never in the islands buy box juice and You know, we never buy bottled juice or anything like that because we make it. You know, my parents would make it. We buy the lime. We had the lime tree in the backyard, so we would make that. We make the lime, or she would buy the carrot or the beetroots or the soursop. Oh, he tastes some soursop, man. He going crazy. I turned him on to soursop, man. He'll tell you.
See, now I got to go to the wet market.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Soursop, man.
So we make our own juice, and we make it fresh. We didn't have no preservative in our juice, no high fructose corn syrup. It's only when I come to America I start drinking high fructose corn syrup. You know, for breakfast, you know, we would get the bread from the bakery, so it's made fresh. You know what I mean? We never really was milk drinkers. We never really ate cereal like that. You know what I mean? Because our parents would, you know, they would actually make breakfast like from the produce from the ground. Like they will fry the breadfruit. You guys call it a different name here. They'll fry the breadfruit or the bami, cassava bami. You know, they make the cassava into like a flour, like a paste, and then they fry it and make the bami. And we get the ackee and the saltfish or the mackerel. You know, this is how we do it. And we'll make soul food kind of providence. What do you call it? Soul food kind of meal, like the dumpling, the cooked dumpling, and the collard greens and the yam. You know what I mean? So that's how we grow up. And guess what, guys? We were eating 3 times, sometimes 4 times a day. Because, you know.
What?
Yeah, the tradition. It's such a tradition in Jamaica. I wasn't born in the States. I didn't grow up in the United States. I didn't born in the United States. I came to the United States when I was 17 years old. And I had to learn a whole different way of life. People living in buildings and, you know, riding underneath the ground for travel. I mean, I'm not used to that stuff, you know, until I come to America. Spent 30 years of my life in America learning these things and learning the American system, of which now I have to say I'm thankful to Yahweh for bringing me to America, because I learned a lot, and that's where I found his name, and that's what led me to the Philippines. So, you know, yeah, America, for what it's worth, I have to say, hey, but you know what? My days of America is over. Never going back to that place. I'm done with America, based upon my history, what it has done to us, and what it's still doing to us today. And I know some of you might be looking and say, oh, well, you know, you're in the Philippines or in these developing countries, and you try to go to America, you have no idea what's coming to America. You have no idea. It's prophesied, Yahweh will destroy this country. You look in the scripture, he did. But, you know, religion has lied to us for so long, and we have been brainwashed. I don't even want to go there. And if I'm talking about how we live, and don't get me sidetracked, all right? Don't get me sidetracked, because there's a lot I can tell you based upon, like I said, I don't open my mouth unless I have information. I don't open my mouth unless I know what I'm talking about. And I talk based upon the information that I have researched, that I've tested and tried, and make my decision based on that. Because guess what? Everything you learn, someone told it to you. So, but that's another topic for another time. All right, walk with me. Let's go outside. Because I actually want to show you, I think you've seen it. Like I said, if you have watched the other video, you will actually see this house. But let's give you a panoramic, view. Just so you can see. Yeah. 1,000 pesos, 1,000 USD a month. So here's a little bit of view of my house, and I'm paying 30,000 pesos for this house. It's really nice, really big. 30,000. All this for 30,000 pesos. It's 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Really, really nice. With a big front yard. This is where I said I would put a pool. And I got permission, I can actually put a pool there. Of course, I got some moringa leaf. My wife loved that. Just beautiful. So when you look at the exchange rate for what I'm paying for this house in the Philippines versus what I would have paid for this house if it's in America. I'm telling you, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. Now, when I was living in America, my house was 4,000 square feet. I was paying, I was living in Maine. So I was paying for 4,000 square feet, I was paying 2,300 US. That's 3 years ago. That's 5 years ago. I was paying 2,300 US. That's Maine. And that's in New York City for that very same house. I'd be paying over $1 million, right? My mortgage probably would have been about 6,000, maybe 7,000 US dollars. This is what I'm paying. This is what I get for that. All right. So I'm telling you, man, when you really think about it, just what 1,000 USD can give you, stopping you from living the paycheck to paycheck life. Because if you have a good job and you're making say $600 a week, or 600 US a week, maybe 700 US a week. Maybe let's say you're making 500 US a week take home. If you're making 500 US a week take home, that's $2,000. That's $2,000 a month. And I'm telling you, you can live in something like this for 1,000 USD. So now you have 1,000 extra. All right. And I'm going to just do a little breakdown with you. Come on, let's do the breakdown. Let's do the breakdown so you can actually get a real true understanding of how I'm living, because I'm not telling you some stories I heard. I'm telling you how I'm living. So you're going to know from my experience. So let's do a little breakdown. All right. So here's the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. If you look at the maths and you look at, like I said before, if you look at the mathematics, if you're working out the budget, 1,000 USD a month. Now, unlike me, you may come here and you can rent a furnished apartment with all the furniture, air conditioning, everything, TV, everything, refrigerator, everything, for less than 20,000, depending on where you're going to live. You're going to live in subdivisions, different versus if you're going to live amongst the locals, or you're going to live in the subdivisions, prices might vary. But you can find a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom with all the amenities for under 10,000 pesos. That's about a little bit under 200 US dollars. You can do that. Trust me. I've seen it. I have people who are living on that budget. So I know what I'm talking about. But I want to express my budget to you, so I break it down so you can see it. So now, depending on your research. Now you have to remember there's an initial cost to get into this place, right? Some renters want first and last. Some want first, last, and security. So you have to have a little bit more to get that initial start. So, so we say you're going to live on $1,000 budget per month. You're not just going to come here with $1,000 and go boom. You can, depending on where and how you start, you can. But my goal is to try to get you out of that paycheck to paycheck mentality. I want you to give you a freedom, and just let you be stress free. All right. So for me, like I said, 30,000 US for my rent for this place. My light bill can range, depending on how I use my air condition, can go anywhere from 5,000 pesos a month to 20,000 pesos a month, depending on how I use my air condition, right? And that's one of my biggest, outside of my rent, that could be one of my biggest bills. Now, my food bill, like I said, it's 4 of us in the house. And, I'm the eater in the house, right? But you can buy, depending on your budget and what you buy, like I shared before, if you get some rice and, if you get some rice and some flour and some canned goods and some meat, because food is very cheap here, you can set aside $100 US, maybe $150 US a month for food. And depending on, like I said, depending on your family, if it's just you alone, come on, you can live off less than that. But if you have a family like I do, if you have a wife and children and a brother living with you, then you might need a little bit more. But here's my budget: 30,000 pesos for my rent. Light bill can be anywhere from 5,000 pesos a month to 18,000 pesos, depending on your air conditioned use. The air conditioned uses is what will bring up the light bill to an astronomical amount. Like you're living in the States, right? You could be paying $230 on light here in the Philippines, depending on your air condition. For my food per month, for a family of 5, like I said, we have learned how to budget. We've learned how to break down our money, and we learn the different places to shop to get things cheap. So I could say for about $150, we can have food for a whole month. $150, $200, we can have food for a whole month. The rest of the money, internet is very cheap here. You can pay anywhere from 700 pesos to 3,000 pesos, depending. I'm actually paying 750 pesos for my internet. I'm telling you, 750 pesos, and it runs throughout the whole house, have no issues. So right now, I have a car and a motorcycle. And a car and a motorcycle, I paid it up for the whole year. Like when I get my insurance, or when I register my car, I register my car for $258 US for the entire year. I register my bike for a little bit under, but for the whole year. So I never have to be worrying about paying for my bike and my car each month. Only thing I do is put gas in it. And gas price is a little high right now, but you fill up your tank. I fill up my bike for about 600, maybe 700 pesos, and that would last me, depending on my ride, that can last me a month. For my car, it would be about maybe 1,700 pesos, and that will last me, that can last me a month as well. Because here's what, I don't drive my car very often unless it's raining or I'm going a far distance, or I do have the family to bring everybody. I jump on that bike, man. That bike, man, is a lifeline. So you need a motorcycle here. Now, what if you don't drive or you don't have a bike? Jeepneys. The mode of transportation here is very, very cheap. We're talking 30 pesos, 50 pesos, 100 pesos. And those are just everyday round town transportation. If you need something, say you want to go into the city and you're like 40 minutes, an hour away from the city, can run you anywhere from 400 to 700 pesos. So I'm telling you, mode of transportation here is simple, easy. I'm telling you, you can live like a minor royalty here on 1,000 pesos. Imagine if you come here with 20,000 USD in your pocket and you have a retirement budget of 1,000 every month. You live like a king here. I'm telling you, stress-free. Now, if you get sick, we don't plan on getting sick. If you eat right and take care of your body, you probably won't get sick. Hospitals can be a little expensive, but not like America, right? Not like America, because the exchange rate is so different and what you can get. For instance, my wife just went and got some mouth work done. We'd have paid a grip in America. It cost us 2,500 pesos. I remember I got my mouth clean, she gets some more mouth work, and 2,500 pesos. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, right? Depending on the type of service or type of work, if you get your replacement or you're replacing tooth or stuff like that, that can cost you anywhere from 10 to 20,000 pesos per tooth. But outside of that, guys, outside of that, so if you're having a retirement budget of 2,000, man, you can live like a king here. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm doing it. I'm living off 1,000. And guess what? I'm not trying to go above that. Because guess what, man? I'm here to take it easy. I'm here to live stress-free. So why would I want to stress myself and go out and spend money? No. I can do all of that, boat ride, do all kind of stuff, enjoy a good time, have a great time on $1,000. And that's what I want to do. And that's what I'm doing. So you can do it. You can do it. Plan it out. I'm telling you, don't just make hasty decision. Plan it out. See where you want to live. Why you want to live there. But I'm telling you, the Philippines, man, for me, we come here on a quest to know the Creator, to know His name. Because this is the birthplace. If you don't know, the Philippines is the birthplace of creation. This is where creation starts. It's not in Africa. It's actually here. And after the flood, post-flood, this is where the ark was settling. Asia Minor, man. I'm telling you, on Mount Everest. That's where it is. It's not where they're telling you it is. It's over here. And this is the beginning. This is the rebirth of a nation. This is right here of the world's population, right here in the Philippines. So there you have it. Philippines, you have it. It's you. This is it. This is the place where the Creator has chosen to bring His name forth. This is the place where the Creator has chosen to bring His people to renew their power. This is the place, y'all, the Philippines. I'm glad that I'm here. I enjoy being here. I love being here. And I'm never going back to America. This is my home. This is where I'm going to be until Yahweh said otherwise. So you can live a good life here. You can have a great life here. And if you just trust the process and make the right decision, Philippines is where you want to be. And why you want to be here? Because this is the place where the rebirth, this is the place where it's going to start. This is the place where finally the covenant chosen people of Yahweh is going to renew power. This is the place, and you want to be it. And you want to be here. All right, man, 1,000 pesos, that's all it takes. Plan it out, make it happen. Come on over. Can't wait to see you. And then look a brother up, all right? And also, please subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to lock in that subscription. Comment, I want to hear from you. And don't forget to you say thank you to that little love offering down here, or just support the channel. Support counts. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Love y'all. Until next time.